people in government who apparently do not know their job. There is no ban on rallies in Edo State. The deputy or the governor perhaps believes that a mere pronouncement by them that rallies are banned automatically means it's banned. That's not true. There's nowhere they have such powers, nowhere. So if that is their intention, maybe they should go and consult with the Ministry of Justice to educate them on the procedure to follow. But for their information, as of today, there's no ban. And in any event, let's even concede for the sake of this question that there was such a ban. Then the gathering that Philip Shaibu was addressing, and where he was pouring all kinds of insults on the national chairman and others, what do you call it? Was that also a rally or it was something else? If it was a rally, is it that the law that they have passed does not affect them? It only affects those who are opposed to them. Again, laws cannot be created like that. So it's certainly ridiculous. And it's absurd that you would even hear the deputy governor say that Comrade Adams Oshiomhole needs permission to come to a state. The national chairman or any Nigerian, for that matter, does not need permission to go to any part of the country. An Hausa man from Katsina does not need permission to come to Edo.
It is your right.
Not to talk about an Edo man, a very illustrious citizen, somebody who was governor of this state. Then you open your mouth and say that he has to take permission. It shows the level of recklessness, the level of immaturity. And it's sad because those are people who have been saddled with responsibility of governing Edo State. So that statement is very unfortunate. And again, let me mention them because sometimes I've also heard them say, oh, the IG also banned rallies. The IG never banned rallies. What simply happened was that when I was to be received, the national chairman requested in writing to the IG to provide security coverage, which he granted. And then those who did not like that approval engineered all kinds of crisis, groups of miscreants to go on airport road to begin to burn tires, to stimulate the impression that there was violence in the state. And we heard on the basis of that, the IG rescinded the coverage that he had earlier promised and said that reception can be done later. There's nothing in that letter that anybody can use to interpret that he banned rallies.
For life.
And the IG too cannot ban rallies. You can check a lot of court decisions. You don't even need a police permit to hold rallies. The only reason why the police are informed is one, for the information, and two, to help keep the peace. Not that you actually need a rally to associate or to come together. So when you hear the deputy governor or the governor dishing out such ignorance, it's shocking. It's shocking. And the threats too that if the former governor attempts to come to the state, he will be dealt with. It's a very dangerous statement. You will deal with the former governor for coming to his own state, you will deal with him. Then you cannot understand why miscreants, thugs, kidnappers are having a field day. You can understand why bullets are being released in the afternoon, why bombs are being thrown, because they have the authority. People are saying that they will deal with people, and these ones are simply trying to do what their masters have told them to do. But this is not the way to go. If you want development in your state, then you must talk peace. If you want a second term, then you must engage, you must persuade, you must appeal. Crushing people cannot give you a second term. So I think that the method they are adopting is childish, is silly, and it cannot work.
Okay. Pastor Sage Yamu has described the statements of a ban rally from the state government as immature statements coming from the state government, reckless statements. Well, going to governance, sir. Comrade Adams Oshomole has indeed proved to Edo people that Edo can actually work. And Adams Oshomole, who campaigned, even Obaseki, who campaigned using the word continuity, it seems Edo people have lost that continuity for some time now. I don't know, sir. What do you tend to do different from what Obaseki is doing to continue from where Adams Oshomole has stopped?
You see, the problem is that the second term ambition of the governor has completely beclouded his focus to the extent that nothing else matters. Before, he was carving a good image for himself, a man who was serious about governance, a man who was a technocrat, who was determined that things should be done properly. But all that perception has been eroded by the desperation, the violence that he has brought to bear in his quest for a second term. Now, there is no way you can divorce the present administration from the immediate past administration. The present governor was the chief economic advisor to Comrade Adams Oshomole. And Adams Oshomole mentioned that one of the reasons why I am supporting this man is because the projects and the activities of the past government are something that is completely strange to him. You know what I'm talking about. Because he was there.
Yeah.
But even if he had any misgiving, the issue is that Edo State, as of today, do not have a very serious hospital. Stella Obasanjo was meant as a women and children hospital. It was not meant to be a general hospital. So that is why when we came up with that hospital, the whole essence was not that it can have all departments like a general hospital. But Central Hospital is supposed to be a general hospital, catering and treating all kinds of ailments. Now you know that old building is run down. It was built over a century ago. A new edifice has been put in place. Whatever the shortcomings, the job of the governor is not to give us excuses or to condemn the past that he was part of. His job is to seek to the completion of that project. If he can complete the secretariat that has been abandoned since the days of Brigadier Agbomudia, if he can complete that, then it's shocking that the hospital project that was started just a few years ago, you have chosen to abandon it. It smacks of political vendetta carried too far. You don't handle government like that. Billions have been spent, and the Edo people deserve a functional health facility. So you must complete it. If you have any misgivings, you can talk about it. But to abandon it because you have a disagreement with the person who brought you into office is unfortunate. And it smacks again of political immaturity, wickedness, in high places. Take again the stormwater project. The stormwater project was facilitated by money from the capital market.
Okay.
And we know that there's no way such a process would have been initiated and concluded without the chairman of the economic team being involved.
Okay, yeah.
So we know that he was involved, especially in facilitating the money that came for that project, 30 billion. How can you come into office and then you abandon such a project? A project that your state spent over 30 billion of borrowed funds to achieve. No matter the state of completion, you must take it to the next level.
The continuous one.
You know, that was continuity is all about. But rather than do that again, you have abandoned it. Though people did not elect the present government because they promised that they were going to abandon the projects that was started by Dr. Shomole. If the truth be told, they campaigned on the platform of continuity.
Yes.
So to abandon that is to renege on the promise you made. So for me, I think that it's bad faith. Even if an opposition party had come in, common sense would have prevailed. Somebody asked me a question when I was campaigning under the PDP. That Pastor Ezeyabu, if you become governor, will you scrap the university at Iyabo? I said, God forbid. How can I scrap the university? It's already in existence. It's like people had misgivings about Ambrose Ali University at the very beginning. But today, the university is a blessing. So, because Dr. Shomole put the university in his village, of course, that village is not in Kogi State. That village is also in Edo. Because I have my disagreement with him, and I become a governor under a different party, my first job will be to cancel it. What happens to the billions spent in that place? Am I going to do what this government is now doing and send bulldozers to go and destroy the place? And in the process, you are destroying billions of Edo money. What do I achieve? So the truth about it is, if I had come in there, I would have had to fund that university and take it to a functional level. So to abandon projects because you have a disagreement with your predecessor is childish, and it's not the way government should be run. Government, must be built on the basis of continuity. Unless you are saying that what is in place is totally useless. If you say so, then fine. But nobody has said that the stormwater project is totally useless. Nobody has said so. Nobody has said the hospital is totally useless. So no matter your questions, you have a duty to complete and make it functional as early as possible.
Thank you very much.